The phone felt wrong in my hand from the moment I found it, dusty, half buried in a box of extension cords and broken holiday lights in the corner of the garage. I had only gone out there looking for a screwdriver, but instead, I came back with the weight of a secret buzzing against my palm. It was my wife's old phone. Dead, forgotten, left behind like something that no longer mattered. I almost tossed it back into the box. But something in me, curiosity, instinct, maybe the sharp ache of knowing her a little less than I pretended, compelled me to plug it in. The screen flickered awake slowly, like an old memory forced into focus. I expected nothing but the usual. Old photos, shopping lists, maybe a few texts from people we no longer talk to. What I didn't expect was a notification center, lighting up with one thread still stubbornly pinned at the top. The group chat was called Keeping Him Dumb. At first, I thought it was some joke, maybe something she and her siblings used to tease each other about. But when I opened it, when I scrolled, the truth didn't just knock the air out of me. It shattered me from the inside. They were talking about me, my wife, her sister, her mother, even her cousins. All of them laughing, sending screenshots, whispering through emojis and cruel little jokes about me like I was a prop in some endless game. There were pictures of me cooking dinner, captioned, Chef Birdie thinks he's Gordon Ramsay faced with tears of joy, posed with questions like, how long before he figures it out? One message from her cousin read, he'd never believe she's still talking to Ryan. He worships her too much. And then another from her sister, exactly. Keep him dumb, keep the game alive. At first, I refused to believe what the messages suggested. My wife couldn't be cheating. She couldn't be mocking me so openly. We had built a life together. Sunday mornings tangled in sheets, quiet talks in the kitchen when the house was dark, dreams of travel and growing old side by side. But the deeper I scrolled, the more undeniable it became. There were screenshots of messages between her and him. Ryan, the name that kept surfacing. I didn't know who he was. Not really. Maybe someone from work. Maybe a ghost from her past. The screenshots were blurry in places, cropped in others, but the pieces fit together in ways that made my stomach twist. His words to her weren't friendly. They were intimate, possessive, and her replies weren't resistant. They weren't the words of someone holding a line. They were the words of someone who had already crossed it long ago. Her mother wrote once, as long as he keeps paying the bills and playing husband, who cares? Just don't let him catch on. Her sister responded with a laughing emoji. It was surreal, reading it all. The betrayal wasn't just hers. It was theirs, a collective effort, an entire family conspiring to keep me blind. I wasn't a husband to them. I wasn't a man trying to love and build. I was a punchline. I sat there in the garage, the air stale and heavy, the screen burning into my eyes. Part of me wanted to run inside, confront her, demand answers. Another part wanted to smash the phone into the concrete floor until it was nothing but shards. Instead, I just sat, scrolling, watching my life unravel in screenshots and jokes. The messages stretched back years. Not weeks, not months, years. Polls taken on holidays. Think he notices she sneaks off after dinner? Photos of me smiling with my arm around her at family barbecues. Caption, world's biggest fool clown face. Threads where they coached each other on lies to feed me. How to explain the late nights. The lock screens. The sudden silences when I entered a room. It was all there. Every instinct I had ignored. Every little red flag I had brushed away because I trusted her. It was all cataloged and laughed about in that thread. I don't remember how long I sat with it. Time dissolved. The phone grew hot in my hand, and still I scrolled, numb. The man I thought I was, the husband, the provider, the partner, crumbled with every line I read. When I finally walked back inside, she was in the kitchen, humming, making tea like nothing had ever happened. She looked up at me with those eyes that had always undone me, soft and familiar, the eyes I thought held love. And I smiled back. It wasn't because I forgave her. It wasn't because I believed her anymore. It was because, in that moment, I understood what they had meant all along. Keeping him dumb. The joke had been on me, yes, but now the joke was over. I didn't confront her that night. I didn't throw the phone at her feet and demand the truth. Instead, I placed it carefully in my desk drawer and let her believe she was still in control. Because for the first time in years, I wasn't the dumb one anymore. The knowledge burned inside me, but it also clarified me. Every word, every look, every kiss weighed against what I knew now. And I began to see cracks in her performance, tiny slips in her mask, places where truth leaked out. She thought I was still blind. She thought the game was still alive. But I was awake. And there is nothing more dangerous than the man they thought they could keep dumb.